Truth isn't rejected because people don't see it. Truth is rejected because people do see it. And the moment they see it, they realize something uncomfortable. If this is true, then I have to change. And that is where most people turn away. Welcome back to Truth Will Set You Free. This is not content you just watch. This is something you experience. Because truth doesn't sit comfortably in your mind. It confronts you. It interrupts you. It forces you to decide. Last week we asked, what is truth? But today we step into something far more personal. Because the real issue isn't whether truth exists. The real issue is this. Why do we reject it even when we know it's right? There's a moment, you've had it before, where something hits you and you just know. No debate, no confusion, no second guessing, just clarity. It could be something small or something that changes everything. And for a split second, everything inside you goes quiet because truth has just spoken. But here's the problem. That moment doesn't last because immediately something else shows up. Your ego steps in, fast, loud, defensive. No, that's not right. That doesn't apply to me. I already know this, not because it's false, but because it's threatening. Because if truth is right, then something in your life is wrong, and the ego would rather protect the illusion than face reality. Pride doesn't reject truth quietly, it fights it. Let's go deeper. Truth doesn't just challenge you, it costs you, and that's where people disconnect. Because truth demands movement, and movement breaks comfort. If you accept truth, you might have to walk away from things you enjoy, people you're attached to, habits you've normalized, versions of yourself you've grown comfortable being. So instead of stepping into truth, people reshape it, soften it, twist it, just enough so they don't have to change. But under comfort, there's something deeper, fear, because truth leads somewhere, and that somewhere is unknown. What if I lose everything? What if people turn on me? What if I'm wrong about everything I believed? Fear doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be convincing. So people retreat, not because truth isn't clear, but because fear feels safer. And then comes the final layer, the one that traps most people, the crowd. Truth often isolates, and people fear isolation more than they desire truth. So they follow the majority, even when the majority is lost, because being accepted in a lie feels easier than standing alone in truth. But every time you reject truth, something happens internally. You disconnect. And the more you disconnect, the harder it becomes to recognize truth at all. Until one day, you're no longer rejecting truth, you're completely separated from it. And that is where confusion lives. Truth is not just information. Truth is not just an idea. Truth is revealed. And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. This is about being aligned. Because when you align with truth, you don't lose your life. You finally find it. So now it's personal. Right now. Not later. Not someday. Now. What truth have you been avoiding? What have you seen but ignored? What have you felt but pushed away? Because truth doesn't disappear. It waits. Truth is not rejected because it's unclear. It's rejected because it demands courage. But on the other side of truth is something most people never experience. Freedom. Real freedom. Remember, Jesus loves you, always.